Hello students, the next topic we are discussing is about flow control. Flow control statements can decide which Python instructions to execute under which conditions. So in this chapter we'll be studying about branching and conditional statements here. So prior to knowing all those branching statements, here we have a very simple flowchart. A flowchart to tell you what to do if it is raining. So you can see that this is not a simple flowchart here. It is consisting of many branching statements, and usually it starts with the start symbol and ends with the end symbol. So we begin with the start symbol here, and the first condition it is asking is it raining? So you have two options for it, that is yes and no. If it is raining, then yes. If it is true, then if you have an umbrella, the first condition it will ask. Second condition it will ask is whether you have an umbrella. Then if you have an umbrella, yes, then you can go outside. If it is not raining, the option no, then you can go outside directly. So you can see there, for if it is raining or not, it is going for two options, yes or no, that is true or false. If you have an umbrella also, there are two options here, no and yes. If you have an umbrella, yes, directly go outside. If you do not have an umbrella, wait for a while. After waiting for a while, again you are checking is it raining. For raining also, again two options are there. If it is raining, then you have to wait for a while again. Then if it is not raining, then you can go outside. So after all these conditions execute, you when you go outside, then will be final of the flowchart, that is end. So this is a very simple flowchart which is having some branching statements, and where we have the options yes or no. So based on the conditions we execute the output here. In a flowchart, there is usually more than one way to go from the start to the end. That means from start to the end, there are n number of ways to move. As you can see, based on the conditions, we have come outside and then to the end statement. The same is true for lines of code in a computer program. Flowchart represent these branching points with the diamond symbols. These branching conditions which are there, they are represented using the diamond symbols, while the other steps are represented with rectangles. These other steps which are there, they are represented with rectangles, and these are the statements which will not have those options such as yes or no. So for those normal statements, we make use of rectangles. The starting and ending steps are represented with rounding rectangles here. Here the start symbol and the end symbol which is there, it is represented using rounded rectangles. But before you learn about flow control statements, you first need to learn how to represent those yes and no options, and you need to understand how to write those branching points as Python code. So to use this branching statements, we need to know how to write those statements in Python and how to represent those options yes and no. To that end, let's explore Boolean values, comparison operators, and Boolean operators. So before we start writing the conditional statements, prior to that, we'll be making use of these Boolean values, comparison operators, and Boolean operators. After studying these operators, we'll move on to the conditional statement. Next, we are going to discuss is what is known as Boolean values. Boolean also is one type of data type like integer and float. While integer and floating point and string data types have an unlimited number of possible values, the Boolean data type has only two values, that is true and false. So Boolean is capitalized because the data type is named after the mathematician George Boole. So after the George Boole's name, we have got the name is as Boolean. When typed as Python code, the Boolean values true or false lack the quotes you place around the strings, and they always start with capital T or F with the rest of the word in lowercase. So if you all are making use of the Boolean data type with the values true and false, they do not have double quotes as of string. If you are putting double quotes to those true and false, then it will be considered as a string data type. And if you are making use of the Boolean true, see that the first letter T and F both are in capitals with the rest of the word in lowercase. So we'll see this example Here what is there, variable is there, spam, the value given is the boolean value which is true. So in spam the variable, the value that is setting is true here. So when you display the variable, the output will be true. Now you have here true, but it is not a boolean value because it is not starting with a capital T. So it will give an error saying true is not defined. Then next is the boolean value which is there true. For that you are assigning some value, that is 2 plus 2. So the boolean value true or false cannot be used in assignment statement. That time also it will give an error. Like any other value, boolean values are used in expression and can be stored in variables. As the first example, the values can be, boolean values can be stored in variables. If you don't use the proper case, or you try to use the true and false for variable names, you have to use those names in proper keys. That means the first letter has to be a capital letter and the remaining all has to be lowercase. If you are giving it in a very different way, then Python will give you an error message. So let us see these examples in the Thorny software. So we have the interactive shell here, or the interactive script, where we write the code directly. I'll make use of the variable spam is equals to, and I'll give the value boolean value which is true. Okay, the first letter is capital T here. So this is an assignment statement because we are using here an assignment operator equal to, and this is how we initialize the variable with a value. So if you want to know what is stored in the variable spam, then you directly write the variable name spam. You will get the output it as true. Okay, so boolean values can also be used in an expression where you can store variable names to those boolean values. If you are writing the value true without the first capital letter, then it will show that the name true is not defined. So it is very important that you use them in proper case. Then for this boolean values which are there, if you are giving some expressions to it, okay, or some value you are assigning, then also it will give an error saying that can't assign to a keyword, because true and false will become as a keyword and you have to, they are actual values which have to be assigned. Okay, then spam is equals to, if you're putting double quotes, okay, if you're putting double quotes, then it will be considered as a string. Okay, so consider as a string here, and here you can directly write spam. For spam, it will give it as it is a string true. Okay, not a boolean value true. If you want, you can also check the values of those variables. For example, spam, you give the value string, that is false. Okay, and you display its value, that is false directly. So here false is considered as a string. If you want, you can directly check the type of that variable spam. Type spam here. Okay, so type of spam here will be string. But if you assign a variable with a bool value, then let's check what will be its type. So spam is equals to capital T R U E. So this is a bool value. Then when you display the spam, it will directly give true. And if you display the type of spam here you can see the class here is bool. So this true and false, whatever is there, I'll check it for false also if you want. Spam is equals to false, type of false, type of spam, it will give at bool. So although if you are putting the same name with double quotes, then it will be considered as a string, and if you give it without double quotes, then it will be considered as boolean value. So the boolean data types which are there, it can be used for true or false, and boolean values are usually used when you are making use of conditional statements. The next topic is the comparison operators. Comparison operators are the ones which compare two values and evaluate down to a single boolean value. That is, it will be comparing two values at the left hand side and the right hand side, and it will evaluate whether it is true or false only. Here in the below table, they have given a list of the comparison operators. The list of comparison operators table is here. We have the operators equals to, double equals to, which is meaning is equal to. This is not equals to. Then we have the less than operator, greater than operator, lesser than equal, lesser than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. This table which is there, these operators are known as the comparison operators. These operators evaluate to true or false depending on the values you give them. So whatever values you give at the left and right, based on that it will give you the boolean value. For example, 42 double equals to 42 is actually true. So this both integer value is true. So it is comparing both of it and it is knowing the output in terms of boolean values. Here 42 double equals to 99 is false. 2 not equals to 3 will give you true. Obviously it is not equals to 3, and here 2 not equals to 2 will give you false because both the values at the left and the right are the same. As you might expect, a double equals to evaluates to true when the values on both side are the same. Okay, so when both the side it is same, then double equals to operator will proceed it as true, and when they are not the same, not equals to evaluate to true when the two values are different. The double equals to and the not equals to operators can actually work with values of any data type. That means here you are using integer data type. We can use it for other data types also. For example, here you can see they are comparing two strings, and the two strings hello and hello both are same. So the comparison operator used here is the double equals to. So the value output will be true. Here hello and hello is there, but as the variable names or the variable values which are there, as they are case sensitive, so you can see here it is capital H, so it will give the value as false. Here also there are two strings, but both the strings are not equals to, and the operator used also is not equals to, so the output it will give is true. Here the values is directly the boolean values, they are not the string. If you could have put them in quotes, they could be have considered as string, but as they have used the directly names and it is capital T true, so it belongs to boolean value, and both the boolean values are same, so it has evaluated to true itself. And here also you are comparing the boolean values here, that is true is not equals to false, it will give you the output as true. Here you are comparing the integer and the floating point value. You can say that integer and the floating point values are somewhat the same. Okay, so both are equivalent to each other, that is the integer value and the floating point value, so the output that you will get here is true. Here left hand side we are making the use of the integer value 42, but at this side you have the string 42. So string is not equivalent to integer as float is equivalent to int. Okay, so for this particular statement it will give it as false. Note that an integer or floating point value will always be unequal to a string value. Okay, so they'll always, integer and float will be equal to each other, but integer float will not be equals to a string value. Therefore, the expression 42 double equals to 42 string evaluate to false, because Python considers the integer 42 to be different from the string 42. Okay, whereas the less than, greater than, lesser than, equals to, and greater than operators which are there work properly only with integer and floating point values. Okay, so these values these operators which are there, you can use them for most of the integer and floating point values and not for the string values. For example, you can see here 42 is less than 100, obviously it is true. 42 is greater than 100, it is false. 42 is less than 42, no, because less than equals to could have done fine, it has given here false. And here we are making use of a variable egg count, and to this egg count value you are giving is 42, and here you are comparing egg count with 42. As in egg count the value is 42, so both of them can be compared. Obviously 42 is not less than 42, but it is equals to 42, so the output will be true. And here for the variable my age you have assigned the value is 29, and here my age is greater than equals to 10. Yes, it is true because the value in my age is 29, so 29 obviously is greater than 10, so it will give the output it as true. Here they have given the note, the difference between double equals to and equal operator. As we know, the double equal to operator is used for comparing two values at the left and the right hand side, and the equal to operator is used for assigning a value to a variable. Okay, so when you all are using the comparison operators, that time that statement is known as a comparison statement. And when you all are making use an equals to operator, that time that statement is known as an assignment statement. For example, this statement egg count is equals to 42. Here equals to you are making use of to assign the value to the left hand side. So this statement is known as an assignment statement. Okay, you might have noticed that the double equals to operator equal to has two equal signs, while the equal to operator that is used for assignment has just one equal sign. It is easy to confuse these two operators with each other. Just we have to remember what points is that the equal to operator asks whether two values are same as each other. That means whether the two values are same or not, true or false. The equal to operator puts the value on the right into the variable onto the left. So whatever the value is there in the right, that is given to the left if you all are using a single equal to operator. To help remember which is which, notice that the double equal to operator, that is the equal to operator, consists of two characters, just like the not equals to operator consist of two characters. So the comparison operators consist of two operators. So it is very easy to remember which are the comparison operators. Next we have is the Boolean operators. These are the operators which will work only on the Boolean values, that is true and false. Previously to this we had seen the comparison operators, that is equals to, double equals to, not equals to, less than, greater than. They are the one which will operate on integer values, floating point values, string values, Boolean values. But Boolean operators are the one which will work only on the Boolean values, that is true and false. The three Boolean operators and, or, and not are used to compare Boolean values. Like comparison operators, they evaluate these expression down to a Boolean value. So here binary Boolean operators is the first one. Binary Boolean operators means the Boolean operators will be working on two values. So if the operators are working on two values, that time we say that it is a Boolean operator, or it is a Boolean operator, or binary Boolean operator means it will work on two values. If it is working on only one value, we call it as a unary operator. If it is working on three values, we will call it as a ternary operator. So here we have a binary operator and that two Boolean operators. The and or operators are always take two Boolean values. So the and or which is there, it will always take two Boolean values or expressions. So they are considered as binary operators. So which are the Boolean operators we had? And, or, and not. Out of that and or which is there, they operate only on two Boolean values or expressions. So they are considered as what here? Binary operator. The AND operator evaluates an expression to true if both Boolean values are true. Okay, so that means if as I told, they'll work only on Boolean values, and if both the Boolean values are true, then the AND operator will give the value as true. Otherwise, it evaluates to false. For example, here we have this two values, and which are these two values? Boolean values. And with Boolean values only we have to use the Boolean operator. So which Boolean operator they are making use of is AND. So let us try this example in the Thorny software. For example, which is the Boolean value? True, and the Boolean operator is AND. So here we are comparing two Boolean values here with which operator? And operator. So both has to be true, then only it will give it as true. Okay, if any of one of them is false, it will give it as false. Give it as false. All the combinations we can try, it will give false. So AND is a Boolean operator which will work only on two Boolean values, and it will give true only when both the values are true. If any one value is false, it will give the value as false. So this is the working of the Boolean operator and operator. Okay, so binary Boolean operator and operator we have seen. So a truth table shows every possible result of a Boolean operator. Okay, so the AND operator's truth table is there. True and true, it will give true. True and false, it will give false. If any of the one value Boolean value is false, the expression will result into false. So this is the working of a Boolean operator, and that is the AND operator. On the other hand, the OR operator evaluates an expression to true if either of the two Boolean values is true. So here they are saying about the second Boolean operator, that is the OR operator. The OR operator also will work only on the two Boolean values, that is true and false. So what OR will do is, here they have shown false or true. Here one value is true means it will result into true, and it will result in false only when both of the values are false. We can try this. Here we have true, and the Boolean operator we are using is OR. So true or true, both will give true. Okay, true or false, it will give true because one of them is true here. The next we can say is false or false, it will give false because both are false. Okay, false or true, it will give it as true. So OR is a Boolean operator which will give true if either of the one value is true, and when it will result into false when both the values are false. So this was about the Boolean operator OR. Okay, so all the combinations you can see, it has resulted into true. It has resulted into true. So if either of them is true, and it has resulted into false if one of the value is false. Okay, so the next Boolean operator is the NOT operator. Unlike the and the OR operator, the NOT operator operates on only one Boolean value or expression. So this NOT operator is there, it will work only on one Boolean value and not two Boolean values. So the NOT operator is known as a unary operator. Unary operator because it is only working on one value, and the above operators which were there and or, they are known as binary operators because they were working on two values. Here the NOT operator simply evaluates to the opposite Boolean value. That is, it gives the opposite of that Boolean value. Not of true will give you false, and not of false will give you true. Okay, so this is double negation. This is a double negative. Double negative of true has given you true. One negative will give you as false. Double negative will give you the same value back, that is true. Much like using the double negatives in speech and writing, you can nest not operators also. Though there's never not no reason to do this in real programs, double negation is not used much for in real programs. Here, this is the not operators of truth table. Not true will give you false, and not false will give you true. So this was about the Boolean operators and or and not. And remember that these Boolean operators, they are known as Boolean operators because they work only with the Boolean values true and false. The AND operator will give you, the AND operator and the OR operator are known as binary operators because they work on two values, and NOT operator is known as the unary operator because it works only on one value. So this was about the comparison operators and the Boolean operators.